YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here. We another Washington Commanders video, and in today's video, I'm coming on here with a video where we're going to be talking about season expectations that I have for this wide receiving core as a whole. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. But before we do, make sure you go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload a video about the NFL, or in this case, our Washington Commanders. We're on the road to 5,000 subscribers, so hit that subscribe button again if you haven't already. Let's get straight into today's video. So, the Washington Commanders wide receiving core. As you can see, this big smile on my face, man. Anytime I just think about this wide receiving core, it does nothing but brighten up my day. Why? Because it was a point in time where we literally had nobody but 1-7. I mean, you guys remember we were relying heavily on guys like Trey Quinn, Tony O'Gandy, Golden, Kelvin Harmon, who I had high expectations for, but it really hasn't panned out due to the injuries, unfortunately. Steven Sims and all these other guys that just were not good quality NFL receivers, like fourth string wide receivers. Remember a point in time where 2 preseasons ago, I don't know if you've been here this long, you probably remember this video, but 2 years ago, I made a preseason video about Robert Davis being our wide receiver too. Robert Davis. Because you guys remember that preseason where he was tearing it up. Training camp, he said he was looking good. And I really thought he was going to be something. Now you fast forward 2.5 years later, this wide receiving core is looking amazing. Like, as you guys know, I said this countless times this offseason, I have high expectations for this team this year. And high expectations for me and this team is just getting into the playoffs. I'm not saying high expectations is win a Super Bowl, make an NFC championship. That would be great. I would love if that happened. But I don't see us just going from 7-10, 7-9, back-to-back years, 7 wins back-to-back years to just jump into the NFC championship. I mean, look at the Bengals, but hey, they got their quarterback situation figured out. That's neither here nor there. But I don't see that with us. That would be great. I just see us making strides to next step, make the playoffs. That's a big season for me. And the big expectations that I have for this season, the wide receiving core plays a huge part in why I believe this season is going to be a success for us. I mean, you look at this wide receiving core as a whole, man, it just looks amazing. I mean, you got Terry, about to get paid. We know Terry's a legitimate #1 receiver. He's going to give you 1K like that. Then you got Curtis Samuel, who's still a question mark, but we know what Curtis Samuel can be when healthy. I mean, we got him up close and personal in 2019 and 2020. And in 2020, he single-handedly won that Panthers that game. I mean, Dwayne Haskins, may God rest his soul, he didn't play any better. But he won them that game on the offensive side of the ball. Because Teddy Bridgewater was inept. We were getting after him. And Curtis Samuel was just killing us. 2019, he was doing his thing too. So we know it's not like we don't know what Curtis Samuel can be when healthy. It's just that, unfortunately, he had a freak injury last year that held him out for the whole entire season. So then you have Curtis Samuel along with Terry. Then you add a first-round pick in Jahan Dotson, who, when the pick was first made, I wasn't too happy about it. Why? Because not that he wasn't a good player, but I felt like we passed up on game-changing talents like Kyle Hamilton, Jameson Williams, who we don't know when he's going to be healthy, but I do expect him to be really, really good. And you had some other guys that were still there too at 11. At 11. And we passed up and we traded back with the Saints. But hindsight, now looking at it, they did exactly what I wanted them to do. I wanted them to trade back to recuperate more draft capital from the Wentz trade and also get a speedster. Jahan Dotson ran like a 4.43 or something like that, so he's pretty fast. And now looking at it, they did what I wanted them to do. Like, again, the only downside of that is the size of Jahan, but again, the great hands, how fast he is, the route running can make up for that if he just knows how to separate and be physical. Like, it doesn't matter how big you are, man, on the field. If you could be physical, you could be successful. Like, you can be successful. And then you look at, like, the rotational guys of Dayami, then Cam Sims. You know, those two guys are the main rotational guys that I think can come in here and provide a spark. And De'Ami Brown's only a rotational guy simply because he's only going to be in his second year. And, getting him out of North Carolina last year, we knew he was going to take some time to get used to the NFL. He showed flashes a couple times last year. That Dallas game comes to mind. So I am expecting a better year from Dayami, man. I think he's going to be a little better. But he's still probably not going to be 100%, to his full potential because he's only going to be in year 2. He's super young and he's raw and he has a lot of potential. But we got to make sure we get him there and he reaches that potential. I mean, because he can be a deep ball threat. We know that. Then you go to my guy, Cam Sims. I done said this every year for the past 3 years. Cam Sims is going to have a big year. Cam Sims is going to have a big year. Oh, this is Cam Sims' breakout year. I done said I've been behind Cam Sims for 3 years, and he never had it. Why? Not because he couldn't do it, but 2 reasons. 1, the quarterback situation. 2, they just don't use him enough. Like last year, they didn't use Cam Sims how I thought they was going to use Cam Sims. Like he was in here and there, but they still had him on special teams. I swear, if they give Cam Sims a chance and they actually put him out there as a receiver more often, he's going to show you that he can be really solid. And now with having a good quarterback with a strong arm, I think this is going to be the year. And I know I done said this 3 years in a row, but I feel like now with a quarterback like Wentz, this could be his breakout year. And the breakout year for Cam Sims is like 400, 500 yards, maybe 4 or 5 touchdowns. It ain't nothing too crazy. But again, the potential on Cam Sims is good, man. He's just a tall target. He's a jump ball, go up and get it kind of guy, and we haven't been able to put that on display as much as we would like to because we haven't had quarterbacks with strong arms. I mean, last one was Dwayne, but Dwayne really wasn't accurate, and Cam Sims wasn't out there as much with Dwayne. You had Taylor Heineke, noodle arm. You have Alex Smith, noodle arm. You have Kyle Allen, noodle arm. Like, we don't have a guy that can put it right there and just throw it up to Cam and let him go up there and get it. Now we do. So now I definitely feel like he's going to be featured more into this offense. He better be because Cam Sims is really solid. He's a good rotational guy. And hence why he was so excited when we got Wentz, and he literally called them and told him, "Hey man, give me the ball more, man. I'm your guy that you gonna want to throw it up to in the red zone." Like, I mean, Cam Sims have made countless plays for us where he showed that he can go up there and get it, climb the ladder. Now, yeah, that Tampa Bay Buccaneers game comes to mind where you just drop a wide open pass that would have set the tone for the game. And things like that. But you also show plays like last year with Trayvon Diggs. Come on, son, you too small. You can't get up there. That's top shelf right there, right? Okay. And then he showed other plays where he takes off he shows the afterburners where he does the screen in 2020 for the Steelers game, and he takes it all away. So Cam Sims has potential. That one arm grab along the sideline in that same very same Steelers game. So he has potential, man, and I think they're going to put it on display this year. I think with having Carson Wentz, it's going to allow Scott Turner to finally open up his playbook, man, because this is the first year where I'm not giving Scott Turner no excuses. If he's not good, then we need to start questioning why we have him here, and do we need a new offensive coordinator? Because the past years that he's been here, the past 2 years, I've been saying, the only excuse that he still has is that he does not have a quarterback that he trusts, so he really can't open up the playbook how he wants to. That's no longer an excuse now with Carson Wentz, so I'm expecting him to open up the playbook a lot more. Feature our number 1 wide receiver, Terry McLaurin, early and often. There's no reason why Terry should ever have no catches going into halftime. There's no reason why he should only finish a game with 3 catches this year. Spread your sugar around. So then you look at season expectations after talking through all that. Terry, I'm thinking he's gonna get 1,000. He's shown that he got 1,000 the last 2 years. 2019 got 919 yards and probably would have had 1,000 his rookie year 2019 if he didn't get hurt. But he was just shy of that 919 yards last year, or 2020 he had 1,000 yards, and then last year he had 1,000 yards. Terry's gonna be that dude. He's that number 1 guy, and that's why he's about to get paid like it. And I'm expecting him to have 1K. Next, Jahan Dotson. I'm cool with 700, 650, 700 yards, man. 800 max if you want to do that. But 650, 700 yards and about 6, maybe 7 touchdowns for Jahan, I'm cool with. I would love if he came in here and just got 1,000 yards, 800, 900 yards, right? But I'm trying to be realistic here. I think he's going to come in here and contribute week one. He's a 4-year senior at Penn State. So he's the most pro-ready wide receiver coming out of this draft. So I definitely think he's going to make an impact day one. But I don't think he's going to get 1,000. I don't think he's going to get 900 or 800. I think 800 is probably his max. But I think more specifically and more realistically, probably like 650, 700 yards. You know? Then you go to my man Curtis Samuel. Again, I made a video on his expectations alone. And it was kind of tricky for me because it's like, dang, man, what is Curtis going to do? Are we going to use him more as a running back, a receiver? I think we're just going to use him more as a receiver, clearly. So I think Curtis may have about, like, maybe 700 yards, 800 possibly, and probably like 8-7 touchdowns. He's going to have the most touchdowns out of all receivers. I'm going to tell you that now because he can carry the ball and he can pass. So he can receive. So I think Curtis Samuel is going to have the most touchdowns out of all our receivers. And then you look at, who am I missing here? Dayami. I think Dayami is going to contribute probably about like 300, 400 yards. That's all we need from these rotational guys. Cam Sims, 400, 500, maybe 600 like Jahan, but 400, 500, cool. If everyone could just contribute and play their role, and I'm talking strictly receivers, so that isn't including Antonio Gibson in the run game, J.D. McKissick in the run game, and/or passing game. I'm talking solely receivers. Not even talking Logan Thomas, John Bates, Sammy Reyes, Cole Turner. I'm talking solely receivers, and I have high expectations for this receiving core, man. And I think we're going to be really, really good. And a lot of our success or failure rides on the shoulders of this receiving core and Carson Wentz. So we'll see. But let me know what you guys think about this video in the comment section down below. It's been your boy Juan Gotti. Like, comment, subscribe. Hail to the Washington Commanders. We're on the road to 5,000 subscribers. So hit that subscribe button again if you haven't already. And let me know your season expectations down below for this wide receiving core. As always, it's been your boy Juan Gotti. I'm out. Peace.